What's up, you guys? Josh Tongla here. Today, I want to talk about how the Neville Goddard way to ignore your current reality, if, of course, what you see isn't what you desire, and how to manifest the things you do want despite what your senses tell you. Because once you become more aware of who you are and what you're capable of doing, then by the end of this, you won't let what's going on around you phase you. You know what I'm saying? And you'll learn how to shift things according to your desires. And you can learn more about this from Neville's work called At Your Command and his other various lectures. You see, the problem is that sometimes people are too focused on what they see, the way things appear, or are experienced by any of the five senses within this physical world. And so they end up feeling stuck and hopeless, not knowing what to do. For instance, maybe you have financial issues where you see that you don't have enough money in your bank account right now to pay the rent and the bills, and so you feel that there's never enough. Or maybe it's health issues where you feel sick or are in physical pain, or maybe the doctor told you that you have something incurable, and so it seems like you're never going to get better. Or maybe it's relational issues where things have gotten really screwed up with a loved one and you have no idea how you're going to restore things back to how they were. Now, based on what you're seeing and how you might be feeling, both emotionally and physically, reason tells you to just accept the situation because that's just the way things are, right? Life sucks for some of you. Sorry, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's what many quote-unquote realistic people like to call the facts. Or you can respond to your reality in a different way. The way Neville Goddard suggests, where you can ignore the facts and accept the truth and realize who you really are and what you're capable of doing. That's why before accepting your reality as something fixed and unchangeable, or trying to change your reality on the physical level with a whole lot of effort, you got to establish something first. And it's this. It's that all things, Neville says, begin and end in consciousness. All things. Now, what the heck does that mean? Consciousness is the one and only reality. And we live and move in different states. And if that's the case, then it's our particular state of consciousness that'll determine the events we'll encounter. In other words, your world in its every detail, he says, is your consciousness out picture. It's a mirror, it's a reflection that solidifies itself, magnifying everything that you're conscious of being. But if you're not aware of that, it's like a dog or a cat standing in front of the mirror, not realizing that it's looking at its own image. And so if you don't like what you see in the mirror, what should you do? Do you change your reflection by destroying the mirror? Of course not, dude. Then you're going to be breaking and going through a lot of mirrors every day. You know what I'm saying? The only way to change your expressions of life, Neville says, is to change your consciousness. That's the starting point. Consciousness is the way. It's the door through which things appear. It's not the other way around, as some people think, where they see their external world and believe that it always causes and determines what goes on inside of them. Now, dude, Neville says the signs always follow. The signs always follow. They never precede. So if you have a desire for something, this is what you got to do. Get the consciousness first. Then it'll appear in your world. So as long as you stay in a particular state of consciousness, nothing's ever going to change. Nothing's ever going to change, straight up. That's why Neville points out the reason why so many prayers aren't answered. Think about it. If you're conscious of being poor while praying for riches, what do you think you're going to get? Or if you're always conscious of sickness and disease while praying for health, how can you expect to get better? It's simple, folks. You get that which you are conscious of being. And some of you listening are like, okay, but how the heck do I do that when everything that I see and feel tell me the exact opposite of what I want? It's easier said than done. And so here's Neville's solution. You ready? First off, don't be blinded by the idea that the only things that are real are what your senses tell you, or that what you see is unchangeable and fixed. That once you get that, here's a game changer. It's all about the power of your awareness. The power of your awareness. The solution has to do with where you focus and place your attention. Because in the awareness of being, Neville says, all things are possible. All things. So in order to dissolve any problem that now seems so real to you, all you gotta do is remove your attention from it. Remove your attention from it. Become indifferent to it. Seriously, where you turn your back on the problem completely. He calls this shutting the doors of the senses that tell you of your problems. And you do this by shifting your attention to and placing your awareness on that which you want to be, your fulfilled desire. And those of us in the law of attraction space, we get this. We know that what you resist persists, and what you focus on expands. That's why don't think about the things you don't want and are trying to avoid, you guys. Stop fighting against your negative reality, or else you'll see more of it. Instead, shift it. Redirect your awareness and think about the things you do want, the things you desire. Because here's why it's so powerful. When you have concentrated thought, focus in a particular direction, and in this case, your desired state, here's a cool thing that happens. It shuts out the other sensations, the ones that you don't want, and causes them to disappear. And with this redirected focus on the positive outcome, where you assume the nature of the thing desired by feeling, the feeling of being, you then merge and become one with it. You become one with your desire. And once that happens, he says, your feelings will be externalized and resurrected into your world as living realities, where your world will be the perfect expression of that which you are conscious of being. This isn't just theory here, folks. Neville even claims to have seen people who had a whole lot of debt, he says, quote unquote, up to their ears, apply this principle, and in his words, in the twinkling of an eye, the debts that were mountainous were removed. He also talks about those whom doctors had given up as incurable take their attention away from the problem of disease and begin to feel themselves to be well in spite of the evidence of what their senses told them. And in no time at all, the so-called incurable disease literally vanished and left no scar. And this way of seeing, thankfully, has allowed me to experience so many dope and amazing things in my life. For real, I've had money show up in unexpected ways where it's so unlikely for it to be a coincidence. I've experienced what many would call a miraculous healing in my own body, and some of you know my story already, but if you don't, you can find it on my channel. You name it, there's no limit to what you're capable of doing. Alright, real talk, some of you are experiencing a reality right now that based on what you see and what your senses are telling you, it seems impossible to change. Now, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but it's something you're struggling with right now and having a difficult time ignoring. Okay then, if what you see is intimidating you, then I want to encourage you to do something every day. I want you to close your eyes and to relax and to turn away from whatever your problem is by shifting your attention, your awareness to that which you want to see, that desired state in your imagination. Focus on it and become lost in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, where you know it's already yours, it's already done. Remember, if you want to experience something new, then you got to feel something new, straight up. Look at it like this. For some of you, the fact is you're broke, but the truth is you're rich, you're abundant. The fact is you're sick, but the truth is you're healed, you're healthy. Speak it. Don't stick and beg for it in your prayers, you guys. You want to claim it. Claim it in consciousness. Stop pointing out all the negative stuff and start realizing within yourself who you are and what you desire, and start calling everything by that name. And rest in the assumption that you already are what you want to be, even if the facts deny it. You know what I'm saying? Let the facts remain. They will dissolve. And you don't got to worry about the how either, ever, because the results, Neville says, will follow just as surely as day follows night. Your infinite being, God, never fails. Believe in the reality of the imaginal act and don't waver, folks. Don't waver. Question is, what do you see? What do you see in your imagination? Then hold to it and repeat these words every day. I saw it, I am seeing it, and I will continue to see it until that which I have seen is perfectly externalized within my world. Because you get what you believe. Yeah. Alrighty guys, hope you enjoyed this. And if so, do me a favor. Please like and share this, or if you're listening via podcast, I'd really appreciate a review. It gets more people to discover my work and help spread this message. And I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and the bell right next to it to be notified of my next video. I pump these out every single week so you don't want to miss them. And don't forget to register for my free online training where I teach you how to take the current reality you're in with all its problems and challenges and manifest the life you really want. So check it out. The link's in the description. Like I always say, more's coming. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.